but I'm guessing here in the next week, and I will fully be covering. All right. Let's thank some sponsors, Horizon Fibroids. You guys, I love me some Horizon Fibroids and Dr. Will Neem. 80% of women will have a fibroid by the age of 50. Heavy periods, long periods, bloating. Actually, are you bleeding so much you're getting blood transfusions monthly? That's happening to women. Or iron transfusions because they're so anemic. You need to go and see Dr. Will Neem, because a lot of people feel that their only option is to have a hysterectomy, and that's not true. Dr. Will Neem has been a specialist in uterine fibroid embolization. Lots of times our OBGYNs don't always tell you about that because, insurance purposes. Hopefully your OBGYN is giving you options, but if not, you should always do your own research and get a second opinion. Check out horizonfibroids.com. Also, if you want to work with the Sarah Fraser Show podcast, we would love to have you on as an advertiser. We have worked with everybody under the sun, from banks to beauty products to hairlines to salons. And, you know, my audience is a lot of fabulous Washington, D.C. based residents, LA, New York, and of course, we are worldwide. If you ship worldwide or you have a business that also covers nationwide, I'm your girl. Reach thousands of women every single month. Email thesarahfraser@gmail.com. I got this lovely question. Can you talk more about what is going on with your Hollywood career and how it's like inside secrets? So I have been out here in LA a little over a year. Schman and I and KJ moved here in January 2021. It is now June, so like going on a year and a half. I love LA. I wake up every day. I go outside. I'm obsessed with LA. You know, it's my industry, right? I love Hollywood. I've always wanted to be a talk show host. I feel like the Sarah Fraser Show is this amazing training ground, because now talk shows, you know, the years of like the Oprah Winfrey Show when everybody had to tune in at 4:00 don't really exist anymore, because now everything is on demand, right? So the glory days, the glory hole days of talk shows really doesn't exist. But there is this new age of talk show coming. And I feel like I'm building that here in the Sarah Fraser Show with you guys, amazing people. And this year, my goal is to work more on video, expanding that. And bigger name guests. So the past year I've been here doing that, right? Getting bigger name guests on the show, getting myself on shows. You guys have probably seen one of the biggest things that's happened to me is working with the Lifetime Network often. You've probably seen Schman and I got booked for Married at First Sight Couples Couch twice. I've been booked for After Party with Lifetime. I have another Lifetime show I'm going to be on coming up. So those opportunities just, for me, I had to be here, right? And I know you guys are wondering, well, how do you get those opportunities? So what I'm learning about living in Los Angeles is it's not really who you know, it's who knows you, okay? So I've gotten these gigs from, I mean, actually kind of in a crazy way, from booking a guest, and the publicist of that guest was like, hey, I really like you. You should be on these shows, and went to bat for me. So it's who knows you. So I find that to be really interesting. The other thing I'm learning out here is you really need an agent. Representation is important here because it gives you a lot of legitimacy, and it also, like everywhere, and I think every business, there's always scams. There's always people trying to hustle in different ways. But when you have an agent, they know everybody. They know everybody. It's a small, small world. They can call up somebody for the most part, not everyone. And there's different levels of like A-list, B-list, D-list. But your agent usually has amazing connections that get you in certain doors or pitched to certain shows. Let's see. I've been asked to do auditions for things. Lots of times you audition for a TV show and then you never hear back if you don't get it. You never hear anything. They might say, oh, we liked it. She's in the running. And then you either get it or you don't. And I've passed up on some things. I'm trying to like really hone in on where I'd be good. Actually, I was asked to audition for Wild and Out. But I didn't audition for that because I actually love Nick Cannon. I want to meet Nick Cannon. But I don't think that I would be a good fit for that show mostly because I really can't ad lib and rap. So maybe you guys think I could, but I was like, the more I thought at first, I was like, yes, yes, I'm going to audition. And then I was like, no, I don't know. For me, there's something about that just doesn't feel like the vibe. It's all about the vibe. And you know what? The other thing about Hollywood, it's all about the vibes. That's what you find out here too. The other thing is it's so interesting. Like a lot of people on reality that you see on these reality shows, are not as booked and busy as you think they are. So they're always kind of looking for their comeuppance. And I find a lot of the reality people that I've met, obviously have been out here. I've met, all the women from the cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Peter Madigal, Camille Edwards. I've run into Kanye West. I mean, every single person you can think of, I've had a lot of run-ins. It's always interesting to me inside Hollywood. You think like, God, these people are so famous. They're happy with their career, but everybody is still looking for something bigger and more attention, I find. Let's see. People are wondering. The other thing, I have a lot of reality show concepts. The past year of my life has been amazing. I've got to develop those with a really great production company. I learned a shit ton. What did I learn? I learned how to write a reality show pitch. I got to pitch for major networks, including Hulu and Netflix. So I pitched to them, to their TV bookers. That was such a great experience. Finding good people for reality TV, what works, what doesn't work, which, what you want in a person for a reality show is you want them to, I'm trying to think of, like, they have to be authentic and almost like unaware of how crazy they are. Does that make sense? That's hard to cast because most people become pretty self-aware of who they are. And then they either play up too much to the camera or they don't want to put themselves out there because they don't want to, then they're worried about how they'll be portrayed. You need somebody like a Teresa Giudice, right? Or Candace Dillard-Bassett. Candace is aware, but she knows the role she's going to play and she plays it very well. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have asked me what's happened with the show, this reality show that you've pitched, and what's it about? There are no new ideas really in Hollywood. So as much as possible, you try not to share your concept because even with this show that I pitched, which is really kind of a relationship style show, that's I think along the lines of 90 Day Fiance, but not quite that. There's always someone's already thought of your idea and is probably pitching it too. So it's kind of tricky. Like you don't want to tell too much because someone might take one or two of your ideas, use it for theirs. Okay. But so far I'm just waiting. This show is amazing. We've gotten incredible feedback. I mean, sometimes it can take 2 years for a show to sell, 3 years. I don't know if you guys just saw Kevin Costner just sold like a $30 million mansion he bought to put that money into a concept. I think it was even more than that. It might've been like $75 million mansion in Santa Barbara he owns or something, to go all in on a TV show concept that he's held for like 30 years. The movie Fletch, John Hamm, who I'm in love with, John Hamm. John Hamm was trying for 6 years. John freaking Hamm, as famous as John Hamm is, for 6 years to get Fletch made, the remake. So I love this show concept. I believe in it so much. I'm obsessed with the cast and I know it's going to get pitched and it's just a matter, or it's going to get bought. It's a matter of, I need more people to know who I am that are on the buying TV side. That's what it comes down to. That go, all right, we trust you. Let's do this. So there are some inside Hollywood secrets. I love this town. I love everything about it. It is all things Hollywood. Everybody here, for the most part, does work. They work for Sony. They work for Amazon. I mean, it's a little funky with the writer's strike. We'll see what happens. A lot of shows obviously are on hold. I'm hoping maybe there'll be more interest in reality because I love reality. But we're in it for the long haul here, and I love, my favorite saying of all is David Carradine, who, died from asphyxiation in a hotel room in Thailand when he tied himself up to jerk off and then choked himself to death. Incredible actor. He would always say there are no failures in Hollywood, just people that give up too soon. And that's always been my motto. And I know I will make it in this town 110% because I never give up. That's like my signature thing. Believe me, after everything Schman went through last week, I'd like to. I'm having a moment. I've been eating my feelings away. Don't I look bigger? I said yesterday on the podcast, I'm so fat and I am, and I don't care. an emotional eater at heart, but I never give up. That is just my trait. So anyway, anything you want me to talk about, you guys, always DM me at the Sarah Fraser Show on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok. Shenanigans on this show every single day. Bye, everybody.